Alrighty then, Successful Indie Author 5-Minute Focus, episode 475, A Day Job. Let's see if we can switch this around. Oh, there's Stanley. He's sleeping. We've been outside a couple times. Alrighty then. If you can't do a good job at a bad job, who's going to give you a good job? This is the premise of everything you do in life. If you have a job and you hate it and you're doing a horrible job at it, and you apply for a new job thinking, hey, this new job I'm going to be excited about, I'm going to do a great job at it, nobody's going to give you a new job. If you're writing books in genres you don't like and don't read, your readers aren't going to give you a good job by rewarding you for writing books that you don't want to write. They'll reward you for writing books that you're passionate about in an area that they want to read. So this is important. And people talk about writing to market. Writing to market is simply writing a book with the readers in mind. If you're just writing a book to write a book, that's different. Just change and manage your expectations regarding sales of that book. So you're writing full time and it's crushing your soul. All of a sudden, the writing words which you loved, now it's work and it's getting really, really hard. So what do? Don't burn all those bridges. It's okay to have a day job. It's okay to take that stress off you, because being a creative, an artist, isn't about dancing through tulips day in, day out. As an artist, you still need money. Everybody needs money to live. I mean, if you have a sugar daddy or sugar mama and you don't need money, great. Then you can do whatever you want. But most people need money. And in order to get money, you have to do something. So if writing, you wrote a few books, you made a lot of money, more than you made in your day job, and then you quit and started writing full time, and all of a sudden it was soul crushing because, hey, that's a lot of work, and there's a lot of other stuff, and oh my God, I wrote today and I didn't market, and my books didn't sell well, and what do I do? And now you can't write, you can't market, Don't paralyze yourself. It's okay. A lot of high-powered authors also have a day job because they like their day job. They like what they're doing. They like the fact that they aren't burdened completely by having to write words and do all that other stuff too. Some people, hey, that's okay. Like for me, I mean, I like all that other stuff. I like writing the books. I do what I want to do, and I do it okay. Now, I'm a little bit different because I'm my own sugar daddy. I'm retired from 2 jobs, and I have enough money that I don't need to write. But I write so I can travel, so I can go out to eat every now and then. I can go to the grocery store and not have to look at prices. But if I didn't, then I wouldn't have that either. So I write because I like it, and it turned out well. I didn't have that pressure. I wouldn't have put that pressure on myself anyway, even if I did need the money from writing. That's just not me. And some people, that's great, but other people, it's not. So invigorate your writing through the lens of study and learning. You read books, take that pressure off yourself of, oh my God, I've got to write, I've got to market, I've got to sell. Oh, my last book was a flop. I'm going to die. I'm going to get kicked out of my apartment and I'm going to die. If you're having that kind of stress, you got to remove the source of the stress, which is counting on all of that stuff all of that pressure that you've put on yourself. Get a day job. Even if it's not one that pays what your old job did, even if you're not completely in love with it, when you go to that date, give them 100% of your effort. Do a good job, because then, hey, you may get promoted into something that, hey, I do like this job. I do like the responsibilities I have, and I'm good at it. Great. If you can't do a good job at a bad job, who's going to give you a good job? This worked well for me in the Marine Corps. I got to Defense Language Institute in Monterey. First thing I was assigned I was a PFC, a lofty PFC, private first class, and they put me in the bathroom. Hey, you get to clean the head. Well, guess what? I did the best job I could. I waxed those walls. It was immaculate. First inspection, they're like, these are the best heads. This is the best head we've ever seen. It's so clean. Who did this? Private Martelle. Okay, so I'm here. Hey, all right. And guess what? I got promoted to decks. Everybody wanted to clean the decks because the deck buffer, you had the M203 buffer that you could drive with one hand if you were really good. Otherwise, you had to muscle it. One time I had to clean the bathroom because I did a great job at it. So there you go. That was my learning point that set me up for life. So if you go from writing 6 books a year to 1, so what? Manage your expectations, manage your readers' expectations. Hey, I had to get a day job. I need to move. I need to do this. Great. Your readers will be forgiving if you just tell them what's going on. Don't tell them, hey, oh my God, the burdens of writing stories was so immense. Unless your readers are emotionally engaged, then tell them the truth. But more like, hey, I need to do this for my own sanity. And I'm going to have a day job. I'm going to write a couple hours every evening. I'm going to write 30 minutes in the morning, whatever it is, and just manage their expectations. If you're an author, you'll write. If you think writing is the end all, and all of a sudden it's too much, and you've got to get away from it, will it call you back? If it doesn't call you back, if it doesn't draw you, then you had a great idea for a story. You had a story in your head. You wanted to get it out. But are you really a writer in that you can't get away from it? Most of us who write, can't get away from it. I've got to tell this story. I've got to write it down. I've got to do these things. So embrace who you are, but understand where the source of your stress is coming from. And if it's from the too much pressure from having to produce great art, then you have to remove that source of that stress, even if it's a day job that you don't necessarily love. The stress of not being able to do what you love. What's that trade-off? What's that balance? It's okay. It's okay to understand that, hey, I have to write just 1 book a year, not 6, because the rat race is eating me alive. Don't let the rats eat you. All right. And supplemental 20 Books Vegas 2019, making money with 1 book a year. Jamie Albright did a great job at that presentation on the main stage in Sam's Town in Las Vegas. Take a watch. That's a good one. It'll hit you in the feels. But 1 book a year for full-time living. Do what you need to do to make sure that you can do what you want to do. Peace, fellow humans.